Be me, 31-year-old female, always dreamed of getting married and having family. Grew up believing marriage was natural progression of serious relationships. Consider myself feminist, but still want traditional wedding and partnership. Recently turned 30, starting to feel pressure about finding husband. Notice that guys my age seem completely uninterested in marriage. Not just reluctant or nervous, but actively opposed to idea. Marriage is just expensive divorce waiting to happen. Assume they're just immature or afraid of responsibility. But their attitudes seem deeply held rather than casual deflection. Start paying attention to conversations about marriage among male friends. Discover they discuss it like financial suicide or legal trap. Why would I sign contract that gives someone half my stuff? Marriage benefits women, destroys men. Initially dismiss these as typical commitment-phobic excuses, but realize they're discussing specific legal and economic concerns, not vague fears about losing freedom or independence. Friend Jake explains his perspective on marriage economics. Women initiate 70% of divorces but get rewarded financially. No-fault divorce means she can leave for any reason and take half. Describes marriage as contract, where one party holds all power. Woman can end marriage at will, while man faces predetermined penalties. It's like signing blank check and hoping she never cashes it. Shows me divorce statistics and settlement data from his research. Numbers are shocking. Men lose significant assets in most divorces. Also face ongoing alimony and child support obligations, even when woman initiated divorce or was unfaithful. Courts assume women need financial support regardless of circumstances. Visit family gathering, notice unmarried male relatives avoiding topic. When aunts ask about settling down, they give evasive answers. Later, corner my cousin Mark, who's 35 and successful engineer. Honestly, marriage terrifies me more than anything else. Explains how he watched father get destroyed in parents' divorce. Dad lost house, custody, and pays mom's bills 15 years later. She cheated throughout marriage, but court gave her everything. Mom remarried wealthy man, while dad lives in studio apartment. Marriage ruined good man who did nothing wrong. Mark learned early that marriage creates massive financial liability, regardless of male behavior or female actions during marriage. Why would I voluntarily enter system designed to destroy me? Attend wedding of college friend, notice interesting dynamics. Groom's male friends seem supportive but privately pessimistic. Overhear conversations during bachelor party about marriage risks. Hope it works out, but statistically he's fucked. Give it 5 years before she files for divorce. Not bitter comments, but realistic assessment based on observation. Many have witnessed friends destroyed by divorce proceedings. Bride's female friends celebrating financial security she's gained. Finally locked down someone with good earning potential. Smart girl, teachers have great retirement benefits. Stark contrast between male concern and female celebration. Men viewing marriage as risk, women viewing as achievement. Start researching actual marriage and divorce statistics myself. Discover that everything male friends said is statistically accurate. Women do initiate majority of divorces in no-fault divorce states. Men typically lose significant assets and face ongoing payments. Family courts demonstrate clear bias toward mothers in custody decisions. Best interest of child, standard usually favors maternal custody, even when fathers are equally or more involved parents. Legal system treats marriage dissolution as wealth transfer from men to women. Attend divorce lawyer consultation with recently separated friend. Lawyer explains how divorce asset division works in practice. Courts start with assumption that wife deserves half of everything, plus ongoing support to maintain lifestyle she's accustomed to. Even short marriages can result in years of alimony payments. Prenuptial agreements often thrown out by sympathetic judges. Family court sees its job as protecting women from financial hardship. No consideration for protecting men from financial devastation. Realize that marriage creates legal framework favoring women. Regardless of who causes marriage breakdown or why, speak with divorced men about their experiences with family court. Uncle lost custody despite being primary caregiver during marriage. Wife worked long hours. I handled school pickups and homework. But court assumed children belonged with mother automatically. Now sees kids every other weekend and pays massive child support. Meanwhile, ex-wife barely spends time with children between dates. Family court rewards biology over actual parenting involvement. Neighbor describes losing house he built himself. Worked construction for 20 years, built dream home. Wife got house and divorced despite never contributing to construction. Lives in rental apartment while she enjoys house with new boyfriend. His labor and investment benefited another man. Marriage let her claim ownership of my life's work. Friend's older brother shares story about false domestic violence allegations. Wife filed restraining order during divorce proceedings. Claimed I threatened her to get advantage in custody case. No evidence or witnesses, but court issued protective order immediately. Couldn't see children for months while allegations were investigated. Even after being cleared, supervised visitation only. Learned that women can weaponize legal system against husbands. False accusations become strategy for maximizing divorce settlements. Men have no protection against vindictive wives willing to lie. Start observing married couples in my social circle. Notice how wives treat husbands like employees they can fire, constant criticism and threats about relationship ending. If you don't start helping more around house, I'm done. Maybe I made mistake marrying someone so selfish. Husbands walking on eggshells, trying to avoid triggers. Performing emotional labor to maintain female approval, while wives contribute minimal effort to relationship maintenance. Power dynamic heavily favors wives who can end marriage at will. Attend couples therapy session with friend and her husband. Therapist automatically assumes husband is source of problems. Men need to do more emotional work in relationships. Women's complaints are usually valid even if communication is poor. Husband's perspective dismissed or pathologized consistently. He pays for therapy sessions where he gets blamed for everything. Wife gets validation, while husband gets criticism and homework assignments. Couples therapy is just an expensive way to make men feel guilty. Realize that marriage counseling industry reinforces female victimhood. Rather than addressing relationship problems objectively, visit male friends who've been through messy divorces. None express regret about relationship ending. All express regret about getting legally married in first place. Should have just lived together without government involvement. Marriage license gave her legal power to destroy my life. Describe years of court battles and financial devastation. Lawyers getting rich while families get destroyed. Divorce industry profits from conflict, not resolution. Women have financial incentive to prolong proceedings. More litigation means larger settlements and attorney fees. Meanwhile, men just want to escape expensive legal nightmare. Start questioning why government should be involved in relationships. Marriage originally about property transfer between families. Modern marriage about wealth, transfer from husbands to wives. No clear benefit for men beyond social pressure and female expectation. Women get financial security, legal advantages, social status. Men get financial liability, legal vulnerability, performance pressure. Completely one-sided arrangement disguised as romantic partnership. Talk to financial advisor about marriage impact on wealth building. Married men accumulate assets slower than single men. Divorce typically sets men back decades financially. Marriage is worst financial decision most men will make. Advisors routinely recommend against marriage for wealthy male clients. Too much downside risk for minimal upward potential. Women benefit from shared resources while men share built wealth. Economic analysis clearly favors male bachelorhood, especially for successful men with significant assets to protect. Attend wedding expo with engaged female friend. Notice how industry markets to female fantasies rather than male interests. Your dream wedding deserves dream budget. Lifetime of happiness starts with perfect day. Entire focus on female desires for expensive celebration. No consideration of financial impact on male partner. Groom expected to pay for elaborate party celebrating his financial captivity. Wedding industry profits from exploiting male provider role. While promising women fairy tale experience they've been programmed to expect. Observe online discussions about marriage among younger men. Increasingly sophisticated analysis of legal and financial risks. Marriage 2.0 is broken, designed to extract resources from men. Traditional marriage died with fault-based divorce laws. Modern marriage is legalized theft disguised as romance. Not bitter ranting, but careful cost-benefit analysis. Young men researching marriage like dangerous investment, concluding that risks far outweigh potential benefits, especially given easily available alternatives for companionship. Speak with immigration lawyer about international marriage trends. American men increasingly seeking foreign wives. Domestic women seen as too risky for marriage. Traditional cultures produce women who value marriage commitment. American women view marriage as temporary lifestyle arrangement. Foreign wives appreciate partnership. American wives expect servitude. Cultural programming affects female approach to marriage obligations. International wives more likely to honor commitment through difficulties. Domestic wives more likely to abandon marriage when convenient. Attend male friend's commitment ceremony with long-term girlfriend. They've been together 8 years, but refuse legal marriage. Love doesn't require government permission or legal contracts. Commitment ceremony gives us recognition without legal liability. Couple enjoys all benefits of marriage without legal vulnerabilities. No family court involvement if relationship ends. Assets remain separate. No alimony obligations. Demonstrates that commitment possible without marriage contract. Visit older male relatives to understand generational perspectives. Grandfather married 60 years before grandmother died. Marriage used to be permanent commitment by both parties. Women needed husbands for survival, had incentive to make it work. Modern women have independence. Marriage becomes optional convenience. Explains how economic changes affected female marriage behavior. Women's financial independence eliminated need for male providers, but legal system still treats wives like dependent victims. Creates situation where women have all advantages of independence, plus legal benefits designed for era when women were truly dependent. Modern marriage gives women everything while requiring nothing. Uncle who divorced in 1980s shares different perspective. Divorce used to require proof of wrongdoing, had to demonstrate adultery, abuse, or abandonment. No-fault divorce let women leave for any reason while keeping benefits. Describes how legal changes made marriage much riskier for men. Traditional marriage required mutual commitment and fault-based dissolution. Modern marriage allows unilateral termination with predetermined penalties. Law changed to benefit women. Men just haven't figured it out yet. Research marriage rates and demographic trends. Discover that marriage rates declining across all demographics. College-educated men most likely to avoid marriage entirely. Smart men figured out the math doesn't work. Women complain about shortage of marriageable men. Without understanding they created problem through legal activism. Feminist legal reforms made marriage toxic for financially successful males. Who are exactly men most women want to marry? Self-defeating system where female empowerment destroyed female opportunities. Attend law school seminar about family law, evolution. Professor explains how divorce laws changed to protect women. Traditional system left women financially vulnerable after divorce. Modern reforms ensure women maintain lifestyle post-marriage. No discussion of impact on male willingness to enter marriage. Legal system reformed to benefit one gender while ignoring other. Creates perverse incentives where marriage becomes predatory contract. Women have every reason to divorce. Men have every reason to avoid marriage. Speak with marriage counselors about trends they observe. Men increasingly reluctant to propose despite long relationships. Women frustrated by male commitment avoidance. Counselors blame toxic masculinity or fear of intimacy. Refuse to acknowledge that men might have legitimate concerns. Marriage should be natural progression of loving relationship. No recognition that legal framework makes marriage dangerous for men. Therapeutic community reinforces narrative that male hesitation is pathological. Rather than rational response to hostile legal environment, visit courthouse during divorce proceedings to observe dynamics. Watch stream of men leaving family court looking devastated. Meanwhile, women emerge with lawyers discussing settlement strategies. Court-awarded temporary alimony pending final division. Custody evaluation favors mother, push for maximum child support. System clearly designed to extract maximum resources from male defendants, while providing maximum benefits to female plaintiffs. Men treated like criminals being sentenced rather than partners seeking resolution. Attend workshop about prenuptial agreements and asset protection. Lawyer explains limitations of prenups in modern family court. Judges throw out agreements that seem unfair to wives. Courts assume women signed under duress or without understanding. Even carefully crafted legal protections often worthless in practice. Family court judges prioritize female outcomes over contract enforcement. Prenups work better in theory than reality. Men discover that legal protections are illusory, designed to make them feel safe while providing no actual protection. Speak with actuaries about marriage as financial decision. Marriage increases male financial risk, while decreasing female risk. Women's financial outcomes improve with marriage, men's decline. Divorce transfers wealth from higher earner to lower earner. Statistical analysis clearly shows marriage benefits women financially, while imposing costs on men that compound over time. Rational financial planning suggests avoiding marriage for high earners, especially men in their peak earning years, with significant assets. Marriage becomes wealth destruction. Strategy rather than wealth building. 6 months of research reveals systematic pattern. Modern marriage designed to benefit women at expense of men. Legal framework, social expectations, and cultural programming all favor female interests while imposing male obligations. Men figured out that marriage is losing proposition, not due to commitment phobia or emotional immaturity, but rational analysis of costs versus benefits. Women created this situation through decades of legal activism, then wonder why men avoid institution they made hostile. Begin understanding male perspective on marriage avoidance. Legal system treats husbands like criminals awaiting sentencing. Social system treats wives like victims deserving compensation. Economic system treats marriage like wealth transfer program. Rational men choose alternatives that provide companionship without legal liability. Long-term cohabitation, international relationships, permanent bachelorhood, all offer benefits of partnership without marriage contract risks. Attend family holiday gathering with new understanding. Notice how married male relatives seem resigned rather than happy, constantly checking wives for approval before speaking. Performing emotional labor to maintain domestic peace. Meanwhile, unmarried male relatives seem relaxed and content, pursuing hobbies, traveling, investing in personal growth. Stark contrast between married male stress and single male satisfaction. Realize that marriage doesn't benefit men the way society claims. Provides female validation at cost of male autonomy and resources. Men increasingly concluding that price is too high, especially when alternatives offer similar benefits without legal vulnerability. Start questioning my own assumptions about marriage necessity. Always assumed marriage was relationship goal, both genders shared. Evidence suggests men and women have different risk-benefit calculations. Women see marriage as financial and social advancement. Men see marriage as financial and legal trap. Incompatible perspectives creating inevitable conflict in dating market. Now, understand why men my age avoid marriage discussions. Not because they don't want commitment or love, but because marriage structure is fundamentally unfair to males. Women want legal institution that protects and benefits them. Men want partnership that doesn't threaten their future security. Current marriage laws make both goals mutually exclusive. Learned that male marriage avoidance is rational economic decision, not psychological problem requiring therapy or social pressure. Men adapted to hostile legal environment by avoiding its jurisdiction. Women complaining about unmarriageable men created the problem themselves. Through supporting legal reforms that made marriage toxic for males, marriage crisis is actually consequence of feminist legal victories. Women got everything they wanted and destroyed institution they need.